no, I don't think he can get over seeing you. That is true. That's very true. Let's change tack. Somebody said, you've had nothing on from south of the river today. Well, we always, if you've got something going on, let us know. This is something I spotted. I think I spotted it on Twitter. May well have been on the Grimsby Telegraph Twitter feed. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. I'd like to talk to them. And our next guest is in our Grimsby studio now. They've won an award. Okay, they've won an award recently. They've launched a Kickstarter campaign for funding. And they're Grimsby-based, and they're called Red Herring Games. And Managing Director Joe Smedley is in our Grimsby facility this morning. Joe, nice to talk to you. How are you?
And you, Bernsey. Yeah, fine, thank you. Probably as tired as you are. We only had an hour and a half sleep last night.
Why did you only have an hour and a half sleep last night? If that's not a personal question, Joe.
If it's a
personal answer, please don't tell me.
No. We were at the awards night last night for the small awards in London with Sue Perkins and Peak B, and we won. In so much excitement, we missed the last train back from London.
What did you do? Sleep on a station, or I've done that?
No. We used our resourcefulness. Found a train going vaguely north. Ended up in Cambridge, and then caught a taxi from Cambridge to Newark, where we left the car, and then had to drive back. So we've had quite a night.
Toffs are careless, aren't they? Well, you've won an award. Tell us about the award and tell us about the business, Joe.
The award's the Home and Away Award, which I feel like I ought to break into some kind of theme tune for that.
Yeah.
But it's the Export Award at the Small Awards, which is for small businesses in the UK. So we were up against 5 other really good businesses last night, and Sue Perkins gave us the award, so it was well chuffed. And she's just as lovely in the flesh as she is on TV.
Yeah. Tell us about Red Herring Games. What exactly is your business, Joe?
We're a murder mystery company, and we supply murder mystery entertainment all over the world. So we do dinner party games that you play at home with friends, right through to big corporate event management. We've just done CrimeCon Indianapolis, or just about to do CrimeCon Indianapolis, rather I should say. We delivered the stuff to them, they're doing it themselves. And we've done events in Hawaii, we did an event in Egypt last year, Barcelona, and then we do all over the UK as well. So we just run around killing people.
Oh, right, okay. So explain, if I want to do this, me and some friends want to do a murder mystery whatever, and we contact Red Herring Games, what do we get?
It depends on what you're looking for. So
give me the little one and give me the big one, and there'll be stuff in between, I assume. We'll start with the little one.
The littlest one at the moment is what we're kickstarting for with the crowdfunding. Is a game that arrives through your door as a mail order, and you can play it by yourself, completely by yourself in your house. And all the clues arrive over a space of 12 months, along with touchy-feely bits. And you've got to really puzzle things out.
12
over 12
months to play the game.
Yeah.
And in the end, if you're playing it on your own, you know I done it.
No, because you're following the story of a plotline that happened in 1930s in India. So you've got to try and work out what's happened to this woman who's disappeared in India all the way through, and then by the end you've got to work out who's done it. So you can either play it by yourself, you can play it in small groups. So it'll be like a book group night, but without a book. You just drink lots of gin and try and solve a murder at the same time.
But does that mean you have to meet up every month to take?
Yeah, it would do. So you can meet up as a group to discuss the box and work out where it's going. Or like I say, you can play it by yourself. We've got a lovely lady in Grimsby who wants to play it by herself already, so she's already rung up and sort of pre-booked one for when it launches, so that's really nice.
But even if you're playing on your own, if you're not playing on your own, what a great sociable thing to do. Presumably you can have a glass of wine, a few beers, and
you'd have gin, because it's set in India during the Raj, so you'd definitely have gin rather than a glass of wine.
Right,
but
okay, fine. So that's the sort of entry level. What do you
That's the entry level. We do dinner party games, so everybody can come as a character, and they all play the suspects over the course of the evening, and then one of you is the murderer. So that's sort of our entry-level dinner party style.
Right.
And then we go
do you come along and give them the costumes, or do they get their own costumes? What goes on? Or you just give them the plot?
Yeah, usually we give you the plot, so it arrives through your door in a box, and you run it all yourself. But we do for VIPs, we go out and we can source costumes. We provide an inspector on the night. Sometimes we provide a screaming maid and blood everywhere and a crime scene and props, and we can do the works really for what you really want us to do. So it depends on how big your budget is.
Right, and if you go in big budget, what's your grand one?
Big budget would be the one we delivered in Egypt, where they had 60 people all being a character. So we had to come up with a character and a backstory for 60 people. They all had something to do. There was blackmail notes that got delivered in the months prior to the event. There was clues being delivered. There was things being sent through the post. And then on the night, we had a screaming maid. We had a fainting maid. There was a dead body. There was guns hidden on people's persons that they had to go and find. There was questions and answers for the different teams to sort out. It was very, very involved. Not the easiest game I've ever run.
No, how much does that cost?
Well, the one we did for Egypt, you're looking at about 5,000, 7,000. We actually went out to go and run it for them as well. So
Egyptian Millionaire, was it?
It was actually, it was all Egyptian millionaires. They were CEOs of major millionaire companies. So every one of them probably had more than 1,000 staff or more than 1 million staff. It was something ridiculous.
Joe, that's a really. Where did this? Who started this? Was it you and
it was me. Yeah, I started it in my house actually, and then it's just got bigger and bigger and bigger. But saying that, it's still quite a small business. There's only 2 of us in full time, and we've got 1 part timer as well. So there's only 3 of us in the office and the office dog.
Right. Okay. Does the dog play any part? Does the dog look suspicious?
She occasionally shreds.
Right.
If we need to get rid of some evidence, she'll shred the evidence for us.
So, what are your hopes for the business then? How do you expand this? What are you hoping to do?
Well, we're busy expanding at the moment, so we're already exporting quite a bit over to Amazon States. So we did all the calculations just the other day actually, and Della nearly tore her hair out. And we discovered we had to send 1,000 kits to Amazon States before September this year, ready for Christmas. And then we're also exporting out to Australia. We've got a new friend of a friend who's a friend in business who's going to set up Red Herring Games Australia this year. We've just had all the domain names purchased. She's going to manage the Australian wing of the business. And then we're aiming to get into the Netherlands as well within a few years. So they don't have anything out there at all at the moment. So it would be a really good, clear market for us to just go at.
I'm thinking Dragon's Den. Have you applied?
I've been offered twice to go on Dragon's Den. I've not applied, but I've been headhunted for Dragon's Den.
Well, I could see why. Do you not fancy it? Why?
I don't fancy it because I don't want somebody to have a percentage of my business. So it's all very well winning Dragon's Den, but then basically you get a loan you have to pay back, and then they've also got an investment in your business, which means you have to pay them money every time you earn something. So it's not as good a deal as it sounds.
Right, but wouldn't it take you to a stratospheric level, and you could sit in your big leather managing director's chair thinking, well, I don't know whether to go in the Ferrari or the yacht this afternoon.
It might, but then am I not better getting there under my own steam slowly and carefully rather than stratospheric and then having to find £1 million to pay somebody else out of the business?
Well, Joe, it's amazing. It's a really cool story. Have you got a website? Where can people find out more?
We do. So CosyKiller, we would love to have some backers on that. It's a very time-limited thing on the crowdfunding. You've got to get to your crowdfunding target within 20 days now.
Right. So how much are you looking to raise?
40,000, which covers the print run and the graphic design, because we don't do everything in-house, we have to outsource. So that element, because we're trying to make it very touchy-feely, very oldie-worldy, so when you get it, it looks like parchment and it looks like something from the 1930s. So that all costs money. So to get it done properly, it's £40,000, and that's not including the time for us developing it and doing all the mail order and everything else. So that's our minimum, so that's what we've asked for.
And how much can people invest?
As much as they like. So the starting one is £10, and there's £15 you can get notebook and pen, £25 you get the first box in the year subscription, £300 you can get all 12 at a massive discount. You can get one for yourself and a friend, and then
you could do your Christmas shopping here, couldn't you?
Do your Christmas shopping? Yeah, you can do Christmas shopping on crowdfunding. We're all aiming to get everything out by December, so it's a really good crowdfunding Christmas shopping list to do. And then we're also planning on running a colonial high tea, so you can go up to £1,000, £3,000 to spend if you really want to go the works on that.
I'm fascinated by this. CosyKiller.com.
CosyKiller.com.
Cozy with a C, as in tea cozy.
Tea Cozy, yeah, COSY killer.com.
Right, okay. And the rest of the business, Red Herring Games, presumably?
Red Herring Games, yeah, if you just Google Red Herring Games, up we pop. Can't miss us.
I am very, very impressed. How are you going to, as you expand, how are you going to manage it with 2 of you, 1 part-timer and a dog?
We're going to get some more people. That's definitely on the cards for this year, more people. So yeah, that we'll have to get probably 2 dogs, and no, don't tell Emma that, she'd kill me. But we'll definitely get more people in. So we've got space for another 2 in the office. We've got enough desk space for another 2.
I'm really glad I talked to you today. So I think it's a fantastic story.
It's brilliant.
I genuinely do. And the good thing is, you're picking up awards.
Yes.
And people are knowing. And I've never met anyone who's turned down Dragon's Den.
Have you not? Oh, there are
No.
a few out there.
Are
There
there?
are a few out there. Yeah, there are a
But
few.
who knew a woman from Grimsby said, you can keep... Because one of the most successful, if not the most successful Dragon's Den contestant was a Cleethorpes lad. Sean Pulfrey used to go to my old school with his Tangle teaser.
Yeah. And they've had Wedge Wellies as well, haven't they, across in Hull?
Right.
They were on Dragon's Den as well, so there's quite a few from this area.
But you're steadfast in not doing it. I think that's fascinating. Joe, more power to your elbow.
Thank you.
When you're an absolute multi-millionaire and you've got the yacht and the Ferrari on your own, they may not be your aspirations I'm projecting here, then do come and see us. Keep us up to date.
Yes, will do.
No, terrific. Thank you very much for your time this
Thank you for
morning.
having us on the air.
No, well done. I think that's Joanne Smedley, Joe Smedley, the managing director of Red Herring Games from Grimsby, in our Grimsby studio this morning. They've won the Home and Away Award for Export at the Small Awards hosted by Sue Perkins. Who mentioned awards? Who did it?
This is the David Burns Show, two-time broadcast.